Thanks, Brian. Obviously disappointed in the outcome and how we executed down the stretch. Obviously, you're in a game like this against a team like this that you have to be, have to be able to be complete. And the last 10 possessions, obviously, we weren't. A mistake defensively of giving up coins in a 3, and credit to him for knocking it down. And we got to be able to finish offensive possessions and complete things when we get to the free throw line, get the ball at a high percentage areas, be able to complete that, and we aren't able to do that. So credit goes to Michigan State for they make it hard for you to get open looks from 3. We go 2 for 10 in the second half. Some decent ones, some there we had to show up at the end, but got to continue to get better, find ways to improve, and know that we got a lot more basketball yet to play. Questions?
Yeah, Greg, both Trice and Davis in the last couple games coming in hadn't been shooting a high percentage, and that continued tonight. I know you credited Michigan State's defense, but are those guys just going through some stretches like guys do during the season where the shot isn't falling?
Well, I think sometimes it's shot selection too. The types of shots we're taking. I thought we got a little jump shot happy when they made a run in the first half. Our offensive possessions fed to that of them in transition, and some of those were quicker possessions where we took jump shots, and also we didn't play inside out. When we did that, we were able to get our defense set. When we didn't, they obviously made us pay for it. But we also got to be able to finish inside. We got the ball in there. Not just Ethan. There were others that we had either driven it or had gotten it deeper, and we got to be able to finish those and convert. And that'll help shooting percentages too, when we can not solely rely on 3-point shooting from the backcourt players.
Coach, over here to your left, please. Can you talk about Cassius Winston? Izzo comments about how he does the little things that don't show up on stat sheets. As somebody who has to look at him and scout him, can you talk about what you see from him, please, sir?
Consummate point guard in terms of making decisions, balls to the right place. He puts a lot of pressure on your defense, obviously with his ability in transition, but just decisions. And he's 6 assists, 4 turnovers, but he also has some, I know they don't do hockey assist in basketball, but he finds people that find other people, and just, it's been impressive to watch his maturity. Not fun to play against him, prepare for him, but I think he's probably the best or one of the top 2 point guards in the league. And when you have a guard that good, that obviously helps take a lot of pressure off the other parts of your game, and he was good tonight.
Tammy, all right.
You get sorry about that. You get flashes of great play from your bench. You get a block from Charlie Thomas, tons of points from Pritzel. What are your expectations for reserve guys coming out and getting minutes, especially in the second half when it's needed most?
Do whatever's needed. I mean, in terms of, I thought they were all did it. Charlie obviously with the matchups with their bigs was a good matchup for him. Thought he did a good job. Kobe, it's one of the better games he's played, and defensively, I've watched he's starting to figure things out, starting to mature and grow where he can be more trustworthy on that end. Sometimes it's matchup driven on who's out, or who gets to play more. Sometimes it's on who's playing well. But I thought we got good play from our bench tonight. But they did some good things.
Jim.
Greg, you've had variations of this type of loss over the years where Ethan just doesn't make free throws. What do you say to him? Do you console him? He's obviously crushed. You can tell that. Do you just kind of let him be and let him work it out for a day or two? What do you do?
Well, you support him as much as you can. And obviously nobody's put more time into it, utilize more resources than what he has to try to help remedy that and improve that. So it's not the lack of every feasible resource available as he's worked on things. So you got to continue to chip away and hope there's a breakthrough. Continue to work with him. I think the biggest thing is you support him and know that he does so many good things for us. He does so many positive things and has done positive things for the program that we understand, and I feel his frustration, because there's obviously those are huge opportunities and points that we leave on the table. But there's other things too, decisions, 6 turnovers, finishing more in the paint. But you just support him. I think that's the biggest thing, and help him continue to fight through it.
Tom?
Greg, in every Big Ten loss you've had, you've been right there heading into the final 3, 4, 5 minutes, whatever. How frustrating is that? And do you see any common threads that are happening in that you have to correct to get over that?
Well, what I found is there's a lot of, there's 65 possessions in this game tonight, that there's a lot of things that last 10 or so, or 5, get a spotlight on them, but there's so many things that in both halves that we could extend a lead or allowed or forced us to lose a lead. They go on a 12-6 run at the end of the first half. We have a 7-point lead, and we don't close the half as well as we could. So there's other stretches of games that can help you be in a position where maybe the last 5 possessions aren't magnified as much. And we've been able to close out games too. It's you come down to the last minute, and it's a 3-point game, and that's usually what games have been in this league. Like all of ours have been, with the exception of one. The one at Penn State was maybe the only one that wasn't, and that's kind of been the trait, regardless of the opponents across the league. You watch the other games, they're coming down to the last 2-3 minutes, but there's so many things in the other 37 minutes that we can be better at, and we got to be better in the last 3 minutes in certain areas, and finishing plays, converting at the free throw line, being a little bit better defensively tonight. The Goins 3 was a backbreaker, but it's a wide variety of things, and more than maybe just the last 5-6 possessions.
Coach, Ethan was the only one to make multiple field goals in the second half. When there's kind of a mini slump going on like that, what can you do to kind of, in terms of scheme, to kind of maybe wake some of those guys up from that?
Well, other guys have opportunities that come, and obviously we play a lot through Ethan, so he's earned the right to have a lot of opportunities, and so they take what's available. They were not giving our 3-point shooters much room. They were playing half pretty much one-on-one with a little bit of help, but for the most part there was a lot of pressure on our perimeter, which was hard to to get easier looks. So in those situations, you got to make sure you convert when you do have them. You can't waste possessions. We can't have turnovers are a wasted possession. And when you're in a game this tight, like I said, as most of them ours have been, we've been 10 isn't bad, but if that thing is 6 or 5 or 4, that's 4 or 5, 6 more possessions we have to try to score.